At first, gaslighting doesn't look like abuse. It looks like someone simply disagreeing with you, correcting you, explaining what they really meant. But over time, it starts to change you. You begin to second-guess your memories. You question your emotions. You start saying things like, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe it's my fault. And that's exactly how gaslighting works. It doesn't break you overnight. It reprograms you slowly, until you can't tell what's real anymore. They'll say something cruel. And when you react, they'll tell you, I never said that. You're too sensitive. You always twist things. In that moment, your brain gets confused, because it remembers what happened, but the person you trust most is telling you it didn't. That conflict, that mental tug-of-war, creates something called cognitive dissonance. It's the brain's version of static. And to silence that static, your mind starts doing something to survive. It edits reality. It tells itself, maybe they're right. Maybe I did imagine it. Because the alternative, accepting that the person you love is manipulating you, is too painful to face. With every denial, your brain learns a dangerous pattern: doubt yourself, trust them. Over time, those neural pathways get stronger, the same way muscles do when you repeat an exercise. This is why gaslighting literally rewires your brain. It reshapes how your mind processes safety, memory, and truth. You start feeling anxious all the time, not because you're unstable, but because your brain is working overtime trying to reconcile two opposing realities. One where your emotions make sense, and one where they're constantly being invalidated. In trauma research, this is known as learned helplessness. Your brain begins to associate speaking up with punishment. So you stay quiet. You start pre-editing your words. You rehearse conversations in your head so you won't trigger their rage or mockery. And little by little, you lose your voice. Not because you don't have one, but because you were conditioned to believe it doesn't matter. That's what chronic gaslighting does. It doesn't just manipulate your thoughts, it alters your nervous system. Your body starts to live in a constant state of alert. The stress hormone cortisol rises, while dopamine, the chemical that helps you feel joy and motivation, drops. That's why you might feel numb, foggy, or detached from yourself. Why you keep replaying conversations in your mind, trying to find the truth that keeps slipping away. It's not weakness. It's your brain trying to find solid ground in chaos. When gaslighting happens long enough, your brain develops what psychologists call trauma adaptation. You start believing peace means silence, not honesty. You mistake control for safety. You confuse manipulation with love. Because for so long, your brain had to adapt to survive. To make sense of the impossible. But here's the truth: what was once survival is no longer serving you. Healing from gaslighting starts with reclaiming your inner reference point. That quiet voice inside that says, no, I remember what I felt. No, I know what I saw. No, this doesn't feel right. That voice is your compass. And every time you trust it again, you're literally retraining your brain. New neural pathways begin to form. Ones that say, I can trust myself. My perception matters. I don't need their approval to know my truth. And slowly, clarity returns. The fog lifts. You start to feel anger, the healthy kind, because you realize how deeply you were conditioned to question yourself. That anger isn't a setback. It's a sign your self-worth is waking up. The same brain that was once rewired by manipulation can also be rewired by truth, compassion, and self-trust. You're not crazy. You were groomed to doubt your sanity. But now, you see it. You understand the pattern. And every time you choose to believe yourself, you're undoing the damage they left behind. Gaslighting is psychological warfare dressed as love. But knowledge is your way out. Because once you can name the pattern, it loses its power over you. Your memories are valid. Your emotions are real. And your reality doesn't need anyone's permission to exist. You are not broken. You were manipulated. And now, you're healing. You've survived confusion that was designed to erase you. Now, you're coming home to your truth. Subscribe, because it's time to rebuild the version of you that always knew.